Greetings. We are now into week 2 of New Testament survey, and I hope your first week went well for you. I will be doing short videos of each of the chapters that we will have. We will be basing on Dr. Gundry's text, obviously, and we hope to expand from there. Chapter 3, the religious and philosophical settings of the New Testament. I want you to look for two things. As you read through the chapter, you'll see this. One is the pagan perspective, the other is the Jewish perspective. And when we look at the pagan context setting of the New Testament, it talks about mythology, state religion, mysticism, and this thing called Gnosticism. We'll talk more about that. One of the things that is amazing is that history tends to repeat itself. We're right back where the New Testament setting was, because these things, these pagan elements, are very much alive today. So this is not just history. This is not just studying what happened. This is where we are right now. The gospel invades the pagan world. Now, on the other side is the Jewish origins, and when we look at that, this is again the story of the New Testament. From Jewish origins to Gentile destiny. If we'll look at the book of Acts in a few weeks, and this is the basic outline of the book of Acts. It starts in Jerusalem, ends up in Rome. From the cocoon, as it were, of Jewish identity, God pushes the gospel out and ends up in Rome, which is the center of the pagan world at that time, the Gentile world, I should say. And that, again, is the story of the New Testament. If we want to understand the New Testament, this is vital. So as you read through this chapter, just remember the different points. They will come back as we study books like Colossians, where Paul addresses those who are into angel worship. That's Gnostic terminology, and not holding up the head who is Christ. Whenever he talks in 1 Corinthians about those who say that Jesus did not come in the flesh, that's Docetism, an aspect of Gnosticism, which says flesh is bad, spirit is good, Jesus is good, therefore he's spirit, could never be flesh. And John then, in the first chapter of John, speaks directly to that when he says these amazing words, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Over in 1 John chapter 4, John again addresses this when he says the Antichrist, those who deny Christ, say that he did not come in the flesh. So this chapter, a lot of details, a lot of aspects of just history, but it's very contemporary in that we go from that which God has laid down in His Word as truth and apply it to a Gentile world. It's bigger than just Jewish pagan. It deals with aspects of conservatism, liberalism in our day. Now remember this, one last thought. It was the Jews that killed Jesus. So the conservative, the liberal, all of that, Jesus is right there in the middle of it, and we must learn to follow him. God bless you as you study.